Coming up on the weekend edition of the ICT Newscast. 2 stories, 1 goal: to honor the traditions, history, and people of Indian country. ICT producer Stewart Huntington has more. Plus, 2 students talk about cultural connections and growing up in the city as they explore what it means to be Native American. Join us for those interviews on the ICT Newscast.
This program is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, a private corporation funded by the American people.
Support for the ICT Newscast with Aaliyah Chavez comes from the Arizona PBS studios in Phoenix at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Arizona State University.
Amirawa Hopa. I am Aaliyah Chavez. We thank you so much for joining us for this weekend edition of the ICT Newscast. Our team of producers have focused their reporting this week on 2 major themes, that is both economics and cultural preservation. We start off with these stories from Stewart Huntington. We begin today in Virginia, where the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska has sued the U.S. Army, seeking return of the remains of 2 boys who died at the Carlisle Indian Industrial School. Stewart Huntington has more on a case that could have far-reaching impacts for tribal efforts to honor the children who died at the infamous institution.
The Winnebago tribe wants to bring 2 boys, Samuel Gilbert and Edward Hensley, home to be buried according to custom. Only then can the boys' spirits make their final journey. But the U.S. Army won't let them go. The boys were stripped from their families in 1895 and sent to Pennsylvania, to Carlisle, the flagship of the government's Indian boarding school era of forced assimilation. The boys died and were buried there in a cemetery run by the Army. Now the tribe is sued in federal court, demanding that the Army follow the 1990 Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act, known as NAGPRA, and return the boys' remains.
The goal is the return of 2 of the tribe's children who died during and as a result of their time at Carlisle, and the Winnebago tribe seeks to bring the boys back pursuant to NAGPRA.
The law spells out rights that tribes have when seeking returns, but the Army maintains the law doesn't apply.
Then they've given several reasons throughout the last several years why they believe NAGPRA doesn't apply, and all are different reasons, and the reasons have changed throughout the years.
The Army says it has returned the remains of 32 children and has the, quote, necessary documents to return an additional 30 in the next 2 years. That doesn't sit well with the Winnebagos or for the many other tribes waiting to see if their NAGPRA rights are affirmed in court. It also has one of the tribe's attorneys scratching his head.
Why would the Army take the chance of irritating the tribes when it's so clear that what should happen here is a respectful, collaborative process?
Stewart Huntington, ICT News.
It isn't just fashion designers who get called out for using Native names and imagery to sell products, and that doesn't sit well with media professor Gary Rhodes. He's been campaigning against the practice for years, most recently in an essay in the Washington Post. We caught up with him and asked about a particular car name, the Jeep Cherokee.
The Jeep Cherokee has a history that's worth noting, I think, from the origins of Jeep being a military vehicle before becoming a consumer vehicle. And my people, of course, thanks to the U.S. government and military, were on the Trail of Tears in the 19th century with forced removal. Through the Jeep Cherokee name from the early 70s, it's about 50 years of the Jeep Cherokee now. And over again in television commercials, what I consider to be poor word choice, either tone deafness or racism or whatever it is, keeps coming up time and again, even after some of us, including Principal Chief Hoskin of my Cherokee Nation, have spoken out against it. The horrifyingly poor word choice in taglines, slogans, all of this continues. The latest tagline that's, I think, quite offensive, and even after some of us, like my principal chief, have mentioned their concerns here, wildly civilized.
The all-new 3-row Grand Cherokee L, wildly civilized.
What does this mean? Well, it may mean nothing to Stellantis, who manufactures the automobile, or even maybe somebody at an advertising agency. For us, though, it's really rather problematic. The U.S. government named the Cherokee one of the, quote, 5 civilized tribes in the 19th century. We were savage before our encounter with white settlers. We were civilized after, but only civilized, the 5 civilized tribes, because we did not as strenuously fight settlers physically in wars and so forth. We agreed amicably to the original removal, which then became, of course, forced and a lot of promises not lived up to. But that word civilized has a particularly long, insidious meaning. And you combine it with wildly civilized. Again, maybe there's a tone deafness here. Maybe there's a lack of historical knowledge. But Stellantis has gone forward with that even after some of our complaints, when they could have readily, kept the Jeep Cherokee name, but not used such offensive slogans. Thankfully, just the past couple of years, we've seen a lot of what I hope is enlightenment, some of it from public pressure, on everything from, say, the Washington Redskins changing their name. Last year, Redman Tobacco, chewing tobacco, finally retired that name. I hope we see less and less of this in the future. I don't think they're the most important thing for Indigenous people. Everything from mental health and poverty, our work with COVID, so many other things are, of course, are much more important than this. But this is an area in which I work, so it's an area in which I hope I can help, and the help hopefully leading in time to come to none of these brand names remaining in existence.
We turn now to Washington State for a story that's really 2 stories in one. It's an economic development story about a tribe opening a new business, but it's also a story about a Native nation securing its connection with a sacred relative. Stewart Huntington has more from the Puyallup Nation.
Along the waterfront in Tacoma, Washington, the Puyallup tribe recently bought a large building for use as a fish buying and processing plant.
This is an important facility for the tribe because it's all about being self-sufficient. In today's, the processing of salmon, it's difficult to get our fish taken care of, almost everywhere. And so, by having the right mindset of the people and leadership that were thinking about the need of the tribe, that's where we're at today. We worked diligently to make sure we had a funding source, and this became available. It was an produce facility. It's 11,800 square feet. And in this facility, it has everything that we need as a beginning point, but we can take this facility and modify it to the need of the tribe today.
With the new facility, the tribe can create a fair marketplace for tribal producers.
They kind of started this program to help our fishermen. They're kind of getting jacked around with price, so we kind of started it to basically compete with the price with the other guys, so they raise the price and our fishermen get a fair price.
The tribe plans to expand the business in part into retail sales through its network of convenience stores, but the aims are not all commercial. Salmon is sacred in the community, and the new facility will help ensure tribal access.
The whole reason why the the tribe feels that it's really important to do this is because for many, many years, this has been something that's traditional for our people to have this source of food. So it's important to make sure that there's enough of this here kept so that with the depreciation of each and every one of our fish in our rivers, it's important to preserve these here and be able to have that traditional food for our people.
Stewart, Huntington, ICT News.
Tribes across the country are returning to plant-based medicines, and the Shinnecock Nation is turning this trend into a retail opportunity to serve the people. ICT's Shirley Snavy has this interview.
The Shinnecock Nation in New York is one of the latest tribes to operate a cannabis dispensary. Little Beach Harvest opened its doors in November. Shanae Bullock is its managing director.
To see tribal brands in here, but also other brands that have been truly supportive to Little Beach Harvest. I think most people have been pretty educated since we've been open for the last 3 years. This isn't my first time being on Indian Country Today. The difficulty and challenges to operate a tribal cannabis business, which is extremely highly regulated, but we were able to do it underneath our sovereign jurisdiction and underneath our own sovereign laws. And that to me is a tremendous success. And that took 8 years to be able to do that. And so I'm just truly, really honored to have been chosen to be in this position.
What was the impetus behind creating this business for the tribe?
A gentleman by the name of Barry here, came to the tribe, came to our chairman back in 2014. And he really, has been in Indian Country and communicating with other tribes that were doing this on their reservations. But he was really interested because of the use of cannabis, really the medicinal side of it, for the elders. Our elder care, throughout Indian Country, we honor and value our elders because they are our wisdom keepers. They keep that wisdom and they pass that down. And, in the pharmaceutical market, we are losing a lot of elders. The health benefits that we lack in Indian Country is significantly high. The health disparities that we have, the pandemic alone showed that. So this really stemmed from that kind of concern with the medical use of cannabis. And so we passed our medical ordinance after the tribe came to vote on this back in 2015. And since then, we had worked really together to structure a business to be able to dispense, grow, manufacture, and distribute cannabis. And so going fast forward to 2023, we've had a handful of different kinds of partners, investors that have had expertise and knowledge in operating a business like this. And so where we were able to come in is really being able to utilize our relationships throughout Indian Country to see what worked with them, what didn't work. And so we created a board. We created like a regulatory board that created the regulations. And they are the ones that had the application process. And that's how we got our medical license and our adult use license to be able to be operational here today.
I think there's still a stigma around cannabis as a agent, as a medicine, really. What are some of the issues that it helps elders with?
Is that there's been a lot of chronic pain with a lot of our elders specifically. A lot of people, not just elders in Indian Country, a lot of people are wanting to get back to plant-based medicines in general, whether that's eucalyptus, lavender, sassafras. So I think it really is starting a lot of times with the salves and the topicals is really a big thing. But also with the stress and anxiety and the worry that, some of our elders also have, due to, things that are happening within our communities. We lost a lot of people during the pandemic, but the educational component is what we want to provide too, so that they're not abusing just taking like a bunch of gummies. You got to learn like the dosage that you're supposed to have. And some gummies need to be more vegan, so there's not a lot of sugar. There's a lot of those kind of things. We're intentionally finding those kind of brands and putting them in the store here. So
Well, Shanae Bullock, the Managing Director of Little Beach Harvest, thank you very much for joining us on the ICT Newscast.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Taputne.
What exactly does it mean to be Native American? Well, Indigenous identity is something that youth deal with every day. In Nebraska, 2 students talk about cultural connections and growing up in a city. This is a project of Lincoln Public Schools.
I feel like I have a really strong connection with my culture. My dad has done an amazing job of keeping me in touch with it. Yeah, I'd say I'm really close with my culture.
I'm not as connected to my culture as I think I could be. I didn't grow up with it, but I have been to my reservation and I have done some things at school.
It is kind of hard because sometimes it feels like we're invisible, you know. We're not seen, you know, many people believe that Native Americans don't exist anymore, they're somewhere else, you know. So it's hard to embrace a culture that's not seen.
I know small facts about my tribe, but I don't know a whole lot. I mean, I want to know more about Native Americans in my tribe and stuff, just because I want to be connected to other people, but I just haven't learned that.
Well, I think it's super important to just connect with other natives because, I mean, I feel like natives have just been through so much. We need to have this strong community, and I think that's what's kept us going all these years is just having our community with us, you know. Being able to storytelling is so important with natives, so just being able to tell stories, have some laughs, you know, I think it's so important.
I do feel out of place a lot of the times just because looking around, I don't look like other Native Americans.
Sometimes it feels like I have my feet in 2 different worlds because I'll be at school and it's a whole different environment, you know. I don't feel native, the connection, you know, when I'm not at a powwow or something, you know. Just the way I dress and the way I speak, and yeah, it's kind of hard.
At school or for me at sports or church, it's very white dominant, obviously, so I feel I'm living that life, and then when I do come to Native American events, it's it's just completely different because that's the focus.
Yukandana Isanti Dakota. They will come to my match. Shunka Sapa Kioshpaki. Yukandana Wicho Ichagaki Yahipiki Wokdake Kantanka. I have sat where you now sit. I grew up in this community. I was raised here in Lincoln. Every single one of us, our families came from the reservations. Before that, they came from the freedom, the true freedom. So, we are small now. Only 1% of us in this town. In the United States, we're only 3%. But the truth is, we're still here. So that shares with you something, right? That means a strength resides within you. That means whatever you put your mind and heart to, it will be. Because you descend from those people. Carry yourself strong. You come from the great people, a people of greatness.
Sometimes I wish that like people wouldn't have to question, you know, if I really was enough Native American to like identify as one.
We're still here, and that we're sitting next to you, like there's natives sitting next to you, and we're not extinct, we're not gone, we're right next to you in class.
Thanks to Lincoln Public Schools for that video. Maya Abresk, who is featured in the video, is the daughter of ICT's assistant managing editor, Kevin Abresk. Pretty cool there.
Wool Giscud, wool Giscud, good weather. Wool is good. Giscud is what the weather is like. So you put wool Giscud and you'll have good weather.
An Ojibwe woman is being honored for her work. Natasha Kingbird is one of 4 winners for the Virginia McKnight Binger Unsung Hero Awards. Take a look.
Ushu Genua Queen Indigenous Cause Magazine in Dame Nesquagami Wiza Ikening Dunjaba. My name is Natasha Kingbird, and I'm an enrolled member of the Red Lake Band of Chippewa Indians. So in community, I'm a community organizer, so I help organize the missing and murdered Indigenous women and people events. I'm also on the Violence Free Minnesota board, and I sit on the Northwoods Coalition Battered Women Shelter board, along with like Minkasa.
I haven't done this in a long time. You guys must have been doing a different class, huh?
She started off here as a member of our organization, and she volunteered to do beadwork, and she was looking for work, and the only job we had available at the time was cleaning, and she showed up every day, great attitude, and she cleaned like you have never seen anybody clean before. She had so much pride in everything that she did. So we wrote this grant, and it was to expand our reentry program to serve Native women specifically. And Natasha just showed up. I think Natasha is worthy of this award because of all the great contributions she's made to her community. When she is speaking for the women she serves, she's walking right along with them, like her sisters.
Natasha Kingbird works with women who are leaving the prison system.
Our community is really just somebody needs to believe in them. Like I was given that chance, somebody believed in me, and just somebody to listen to. A lot of these things, that I've learned is really about like historical trauma and pulling our people back to their own roots and teaching them how to learn how to bead, sew, be in community, get their mothering skills back, and just learning tools to move forward so they can get out of poverty.
She is so committed to leading with her heart and with love and for giving back to her community. She doesn't know how to not see people with love. Approaching with love, do you know how different that is when we talk about the correction system? Then you have Natasha Kingbird say, okay, we're going to approach this with love. But the word love isn't used in public safety language, and yet I come here and understand what that means. That means leading with your heart.
I went in there a while ago, and there was a lot of emotional, just by them seeing us Native women going in there, like there was so many women that were emotionally like touched by that. And it just shows that they're needing, that space in there, or, continue to collaborate with people that are doing that work. I think about our youth and our families. There's so much out there that we could do, and just try to encourage people to remind themselves like, hey, there's so much out here you can be a part of.
Shirley Snavy, ICT News.
Visiting with family and relatives will help us from feeling lonely or socially isolated. COVID-19 changed everything, like our ancestors who survived war, famine, and epidemics. Our elders had to make sacrifices too. The more we are socially connected with our family and community, the less health problems we will have and the longer we will live. We need to stay active to keep our spirits alive. Remember, you are not alone. Connected together, we will stand strong. For more information on elder isolation or caregiver resources, go to connectedindigenousElders.org.
This program is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, a private corporation funded by the American people.